It's The Session. I'm your host, Michelle Nicole Charles, and today we have actress, writer, stand-up comedian, the list goes on, Jasmin Brown in the building.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Hey, that was a great intro.
Thank you.
I was like, well, and that,
it's me.
and that too. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yo, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you.
Girl, I'm happy that I finally got a chance to just sit down with you because it's been rough, just like traveling a lot and just trying to sit down and get to you. And I know I had to reschedule last time, but now that I'm in the hot seat, like I'm excited, so I'm ready for anything.
Yes. Oh, anything? Are you sure?
Anything, girl. And if I'm not ready, I'll shut it down in a tasteful way.
How you feeling though? How's life? How's everything?
I feel good, but I'm tired. Like, I've been busting my tail. Like, I didn't realize how hard I worked until, like, I'm done working and I'm like, I don't have anything left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I know I've been giving it my all, which is a blessing because I'm still having fun, most importantly. But when I do get home, I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Mm-hmm. So that's how I know I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm working hard.
You've been on the road doing your stand-up comedy. Girl. How's that? That's intense. First of all.
Oh, my gosh.
Kudos to you to be able to stand in front of an audience and try to make them laugh because, honey,
girl,
that's a gift within itself. I can't even. Man, how's that going?
Thank you. It's going good. You know what? I just started doing stand-up as my jazzy self because I've been doing stand-up for a year as Toya. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I have a lot of jazzy fans. They're like, we want to see you. So I was like, you know what? Let me start opening up for Toya. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the host will come on, do, like, 10, 15 minutes, and then, like, I'd come out as my jazzy self and do, like, 15, 20, and then I'd have a feature in between, and then I'll close out as Toya. So, like, it's a lot of work because I'm on stage. I just got back from Atlanta, like, 2 days ago, and we had 2 shows back-to-back, and the first one ran over, and I literally had to, like, do it all over again, twice. And it's like, and I give my all when I'm on stage. So when I get off, it's like, oh, got to do it again. And it's like, I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? But it's fun. At first, when I did stand up as my jazzy self, like I didn't like it. I wasn't with it. Like, I'm like, let me just be the creator behind Toya and let me just do that. But then, like,
wait, what didn't you like about it?
I just didn't get the same feeling that I did when I did it as Toya for the first time. But I was sick. I was sick when I did it too. So maybe that had something to do with it. But like, it's different for me these days. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, back in the day, like, you had to do amateur night. You had to, you know what I mean? Like, put yourself out there. Now it's like I have the luxury of performing in front of my fans. You know what I'm saying? And then I reach new audiences because, like, it might be somebody that they bring with them who might not know who I am.
Right.
Like, people were coming up to me and were like, oh, you had a great lineup. Who's the other girl? And I'm just like, I'm both. And they're just like, get out of here, you know?
No way. Wait a minute. People have no idea that you were playing both characters.
Yeah,
wow.
some people, like one of my friends, Jason Mitchell, he's on The Shy, he played Eazy-E and Straight Outta Compton, he's on Superfly. He flew from Chicago to Atlanta just to come see the show, and he had a homeboy with him, and he was like, yeah, y'all got a good lineup. That other girl's funny too. And I was like,
that was me.
Yeah, he was like, get out of here. He was like, yo, like he was like.
That's amazing though.
Thank you.
That's talent right
Thank
there.
you.
Because the fact that people can't differentiate the two, that means you're really going into character.
Girl, it's crazy because I'm really Toya, like, when I'm Toya. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm Toya, I don't want you to call me Jazz. Don't talk. You have to talk to me a certain way.
Wait, so you turn into a whole, like, you really, like, embody the character?
Yeah, like, and I don't break. Like, it's weird when people talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep it so separate, and I speak of Toya as she is a real person because she is a real person to me. You know, and people are like, that's that weird, you crazy, that's that Jim Carrey shit, you know? But, like, in my mind, like, in my world, like, Toya's a real person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's crazy for people to see me now because I'm doing stand-up as myself now. So it's just like, and I'm kind of like a package deal. Like, I don't want to pay not to sound like I don't want to pay nobody, but, like, I can open up for myself. I don't need an opener. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people who are sleeping on me and they know and they find out that it's 2 people, like, y'all gonna have to put some respect on me. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you've been working hard. I'm from Miami as well.
Really?
Yes. Okay. And I've seen you, like, back in the day. Like, I moved out to LA in 2012, but I would go home and visit often. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's where my family's at. And I remember, I think the first time I saw you was Prime and Alani had a restaurant called Prince, I think, or something like that. And they used to have an open mic poetry night. And I saw you when I was like, yo, that girl is dope. She's really good. Gosh. She can express herself well. She's articulate. Like, I was like, she's dope. Gosh.
I did poetry there?
You did poetry. It was a poetry night.
Girl, look, I just be so in the moment. Like, man, that's crazy because like I also do poetry. Well, I mean, I write and I express how I feel, and it sounds like poetry. I don't, there's a lot of people who do poetry, and I'm nowhere near their level, but I just know my truth, but I haven't done that in so long, and that's something that people don't even know about me. So for you to say that, that's crazy to me because I haven't even done poetry in like so long. I mean, I could bust it out right now. I mean, like it's in the mental, but I haven't done it in so long. So for you to see me from back then, like that's crazy.
I've seen your growth, and then we have mutual friends because we're both from the same place.
Yeah.
Damien McKnight. Yeah, exactly. I'm taking it there.
Let me tell you. Listen, Damien is like, he is one of my best friends.
That's awesome.
Damien, oh my gosh, an amazing, amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually working on a project. That's funny because I'm like one of those people. Like if you get out, you got to go back and get your peeps. Mm-hmm. And I only, you can't save everybody.
Everyone, right.
But it's like if you're already en route and I have the access and the resource, like why not give you that hand,
Right.
So Damien and I are actually working on a project. He's actually writing it. You know what I mean? And that's something that we kind of took a break on it because like other projects with higher demand,
mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and bigger deals came about. But he's actually writing a feature film for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's super talented.
Super.
So that's dope to see like your growth, I saw you, grow up. I'm like, okay. So I want to take it back because I like to talk about people's journey because, people usually just focus on what's going on right there in the present moment, like when you glowing up and stuff like that. But really, people don't really take the time to, express themselves as far as what they went through, their life experiences, their journey. So I want to take it all the way back to, all right, so you're in Miami, right? Well, you were born in Maryland, right?
Yeah, I was born in Maryland. I grew up in West Palm, and I lived in Miami for like my adult life.
Okay. And how was that?
Lit.
Girl, I know.
Listen,
lit for me too. And I had to get out of there because I'm like, I'm having too much fun. I need to focus. Mm-hmm. This ain't it for me. What was your your point in life that you reached? Are you like, you know what? It's time for me to get out of here.
You know what? When my manager lives here in LA, and she was like probably one of the main reasons why I moved to LA because like I would go visit her and like I would meet people and they were like, where are you from? Like, are you based here? And some things just move so fast and like, you just gotta be here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it got to the point where it's like, I would be like, people would find out about me and they'd email and they'd be like, where are you located? Are you LA based? And I'm like, no, I'm in Miami. And they're like, oh, you're in Miami. They gotta think about flying you out, all this stuff. And sometimes if it's too much, they'll just go the easy route. Mm. And it's like, it wasn't that much of a demand for me at the time for people to be like, we gotta have her. So a lot of times I was flying myself out and it was just getting like, and then, I'm like big on family. So I would go see my family every Sunday, girl. I never missed a Sunday. People knew like, don't hit me up on Sunday because this is like my day with my fam, But it just got to the point where it was like, my mom got hurt at work. And I think I was on my way. Oh, I got booked for 50 Central. And like, it was like a defining moment where like I was literally talking to my mom and I was just like, I don't like you working. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, I can't take care of her right now. And then literally like the next day they called me for the 50 Central job, And then it was just like, dang, like I gotta get out of here. And then everybody who I was working with, they were like all LA based, New York. And I was like, I gotta do it. Mm-hmm. So I just had to make that move. And then, obviously my manager, like she hooked it up with the building she lives in. Like she's cool with the building manager. He's also a fan of mine actually. So They took off a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not a couple, but they gave me like a good little
discount.
I mean, it ain't much of a discount. This is LA, but I mean,
right.
I ended up getting a nice little on the back end, So it made sense. Like everything started to line up for it to be an easy transition for me to be here.
Awesome. When you are creating content for your socials, how do you come up with these ideas? Is it just life experiences, stories from your friends?
Girl.
I be laughing my ass off. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
oh my God, that happened to me
Girl,
too before.
You know what? I just think being a woman is a story in itself. You know what I mean? And then a lot of situations are mine own, and then a lot are also like my homegirls, like, Rich, let me tell you what this nigga did. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, my wheels are turning. I'd be like, oh, I got to use that, you know. So a lot of it, but I make it my own, and where it feels like it's from me, and I like for people to feel like it's coming from me because it makes me more relatable. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it is a lot of things that I went through, but a lot of it is my friends' stuff too, and then also people watching. Like I can come up with my own interpretation. I love to people watch. Sometimes I'll just go sit somewhere and I'll just like watch how people move and how people do things. Like I'm like a very detailed person. I look at people. I watch how people move. I study them. I know it's weird, but this is like my creative side.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to be that way in order to create.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's how I create. I people watch, and I'm very observant. And sometimes like I'll go places and I won't talk. You know what I'm saying? People expect me to be like, whoa, and I am that person. But when I'm in creative mode, like I gotta watch you.
Yeah, you're observing everything.
Yeah.
Observing the room.
Yeah.
Seeing how people move.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, because you create characters as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is just more ammunition for your creativity. Yeah. And speaking about characters, you have more than Toya Torn Up. You have what? Reggie?
Yeah, Reggie.
And what? Termite?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Man, and then now Ayo Shorty, they're like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, we love Ayo Shorty. Like when I was like hollering at the girl outside the car.
The New York dude. Yeah. I feel like he's from New York. Did I just make that up?
Yeah,
okay.
No, he is. Like a video that I was just playing around, like it went viral on Twitter, like 2 million views. I was like, on Twitter, what? Like,
because it's really how niggas from New York holler at you. This shit is funny.
And I know this because I watch people, and I, you know, obviously, like, you know, I've been hollered at, you know, but it's like, I know this person. You know what I mean? So, yeah, people are loving that. So I'm trying to figure out a way to like turn Ayo Shorty into something like, and make him look like a certain way.
You know, you gotta wear fitted, Tim boots.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But it's like I feel like he gonna be one of them old school ones with like who wore baggy jeans and stuff.
FUBU, still wearing FUBU.
Yeah, all that. I should be able to find that. So, Reggie's actually my favorite character to play because Reggie's just like one of them old players that like, you know, that was just like, will say anything, you know? And then Termite is, you know, my rapper character. And, you know, I love rapping. Like, I feel like I was a rapper in my past life.
All right.
I just love to rap. Not even rap. I like to freestyle.
Okay.
You know, so...
Let me hear you freestyle real quick. You could do an impromptu right quick.
I can only freestyle when other people are freestyling.
Okay.
Like it's like we gotta have like a vibe. Like we have to have people in the background like, hey.
Oh,
hey.
hyping up with the beatboxing.
Yeah, and I gotta have like us feeding off of each other. But just me by myself, like, you know, I walk through the door, everything on the floor. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that.
Right.
But it has to be like, it's like a vibe for me. Like it's how I get people like excited.
Okay.
But so I feel like I was a rapper or like a you know, a freestyle battler in like my past life or whatever the heck. So Termite was kind of created that way.
What are a few obstacles that you have to face during your career or pursuing your career?
People not taking me serious because I'm pretty.
Let me tell you something. That is something because it gets you through the door, but it doesn't keep you there unless you got the brains to back it up.
Right.
Because I struggle with that, but in Miami mainly. Yeah. Like I was in Miami, I was like, I want to do business with you. Let's do that. This is not. And they'd be like, oh yeah, you're cute. I got a table. I live tonight. Come through. And you're just like, okay, all right. Well, I guess no business gonna happen now. Shit, what the hell? So that's one of the main reasons what made me move to LA as well. To be a bitch, but I'm very like, I let you know
stern.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to be stern.
Yeah.
How do you handle that though when that happens to you?
Listen, for one, a lot of people, I just want to clear this up. A lot of people think you have it easier if you are attractive. And it's not true because you have to work harder for people to take you serious. But I shut that shit down at the gate. And I'm very good at flirting with you just to keep, you know what I'm saying? But then would it mean like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like when you talk to me, you know I'm about my business. Like there's nothing like cutesy and I want to kick it with you about me when we're talking about this work. And you'll know from the minute I shake your hand, like I'm about my shit. And I'm really good at like, if someone's trying to talk to me a certain way, at like flipping it around and making a joke out of it or calling them out on their shit. Like, what you think you about to take me out to eat, nigga?
It's an art.
Yeah.
It's an art to that.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of girls know how to do that. Because people come to me all the time and like, yo, I think he likes me, but I'm really trying to write this song with this person or I'm trying to do this with that with this person.
I'm a shit talker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I will call you out if I think that you think that you're going to get something out of me or whatever. I will call you out, you know? And it's like, and there's just, it is an art. I'm trying to explain. I'm like, it is an art though, but you just have to have that about you. And you have to take yourself serious, because people, especially seasoned people out here, they can smell when you're like, when you're anxious or when, you're vulnerable or whatever.
Or you're desperate for an opportunity.
That too. Like you have to just have that about yourself. Like, you have to walk in the room like it's going to happen with or without you. So either you want to jump on this train and be a part of greatness, or you can sit on the bench and watch it with everybody else who don't believe in me. You know what I'm saying?
Let them know.
And it's literally just like that. I have that attitude about myself, where if something doesn't work out or people are like, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like I had an opportunity where like they wanted to cast me for this show, and the guy was like, oh yeah, like the same thing. Oh, well, I want you to be kind of how you are on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you should have told me that. That obviously that's easy because that's who I am in real life. And then like he ended up coming to one of my comedy shows and was like, I can't wait to work with you, blah, blah, blah. He didn't want to get left behind, because he was like, oh, this girl about to be something. Like, let me be a part of her journey somehow, because they know it's going to happen with or without you. Either you can be a part of greatness or you can sit on the bench. Either way, it's not stopping what I have going on, because I've worked too hard to get to a place where I can do it by myself with the people that I have, like my 5 strong people in my life who I can make things happen with. Like, if you're not adding to that, you don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to act like I don't need nobody, because I definitely need people. But I'm only accepting applications from people who get it.
Right. Yeah, no, you're very transparent, and you're very vocal, and you express yourself very well. So,
Thank you.
you can really tell that you've been through things in life, but not only that, you share it with the world too.
Yeah. But you know why? Because I didn't have that. I didn't really have any role models growing up. I had people that I admired, but I didn't have someone that I was like, I want to be like this person. And I feel like the way social media is, it's just a lie. Like, I want everything that I do to be truthful, and I want people to feel comfortable talking to me. And that's why people call me their best friend in their head. When I meet people, they're like, bitch, this is not. I'm not like, whoa, watch out. I'm just like, what's up, bitch? Like, what, girl, what's up? Like I let people, I give that to people so they feel comfortable doing that. I didn't have nobody who made me feel comfortable. I didn't have nobody to look up to like that. And then on top of that, just being an attractive female, my uncle, my own uncle told me, look, if you don't make it by the time you're 25, you need to marry rich.
Oh, hell.
And if I would have listened to him, who's family, blood, my dad's brother, if I would have listened to him, I wouldn't be where I am now. I'm breaking stereotypes. Like, I'm not waiting for somebody to show me the way. If I don't see the way, I'll create it my damn self, and other people could follow my way if they're looking for a way. And it's an honest way, and it's a real way, and I pride myself on just being honest and being who I am. So when people reach out to me, they already know what time it is with me. They're not, I'm not unsure. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You could put me in a room with anybody. Like, and if they've done any kind of research on me, they know that I am how I am, and they have to accept that. And of course, like, I'm not going to walk into a room full of executives like, bitch, bitch, bitch. But, they know I got it in me too.
Right.
They know that, like, people relate to me, and I have to be truthful. I can't live for other people. And I tell people this all the time, like, people, especially when you're coming up, people are going to, they're going to tell you should be doing this, that you should look like this, that you should dress like this. And then by the time they're done with you, you're not even going to know who the hell you are. I don't have that problem. I mean, people did do that to me, or they add in their 2 cents or whatever, but it's like, you have to be sure about who you are.
Right.
And you have to be comfortable with who you are. I look in the mirror and know, like, there's things about myself that I could change or whatever that I'm working on. But for the most part, like, this is what you get. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, this is who I am. And it's truthful. And other people open up because my bravery.
Yes.
Like,
you were just talking about depression recently on one of your videos. And I was just like, wow, she's really open. Is this something that you're going through right now, or
no?
What made you want to talk about that?
My Demi Lovato, the whole Demi Lovato thing came about, and I was just thinking to myself, like, as soon as I found out that she relapsed, I was like, who's around her? That was the main thing I thought of. I was like, who gave that to her? Who was around? Like, who? Because it's like, they say that you can never sell directly to somebody, especially someone as big as she is. Like, you have to get it through somebody. And I'm just like, who was the person responsible for getting that to her, or for even being comfortable giving that to her? Like, that's what blew my mind. I'm like, y'all knew she was battling this for so long. who was responsible for that? If you knew she was weak, who did that? And it just made me feel like, damn, man, like, no, I've never done drugs. Like, I've smoked a little weed, ate an edible or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but I've never like done any like hardcore drug, anything outside of that.
Yeah.
You know, so when I see people, and it was crystal meth too.
It was crystal meth? I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. I was like, that's hard.
Yeah, that shit mess up your skin.
I'm like, that's hardcore, man. And the reason why I really talked about it, because I went to one of her concerts when she was here recently, and she was talking about it, about how she's been clean for this long, and she started to cry. And all her fans were like, we love you, Demi. And they were there for her. So when that happened and she overdosed, I was like, what? I just felt even more close to her. And I was like, you know what? There's so many people who are battling, even, JD Pinkett's mom, whom I love. It's like there's a lot of people who look like they're doing great and they're really struggling. And I know a lot of people look at me like I'm so this and that, and no, I don't struggle with depression anymore, but I did. Like, I was suicidal, girl, all that. Like, I had major issues from like childhood that just kind of carried, and I didn't, until I got old enough to be like, okay, I'm going to use this as a platform or as a voice when the time is right. Like that could have been the end of me if I didn't have purpose, or if I didn't seek out, my purpose, or even just have a relationship with God, that could have been the end of me.
Right. And
there's people who it is the end of them. And I just felt like it was something that needed to be said. It was something that they needed to hear from me. If you call me your best friend, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, I never want anyone to think that I have it all together and that I'm perfect. I want them to know, like, I struggle just like you. Girl, you're going to make me cry. That I struggle just like you. Are you about to cry?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I was like, because your eyes are getting away. Because my eyes are getting like that. No, but for real though, like, I need people have to know that. It's like, who's telling them?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't have that. So it's like, if I can be that person for other people, just to know, like, hey, like, you're not alone. Like, I struggle with this too. Like, I want to be that. Mm-hmm. So that's all that was.
I love it. I love that you know your purpose. Yeah. You're living in your purpose. And you're shedding a light. Like, listen, we ain't perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
But as long as you admit it, and you're open towards working towards getting better, whatever it is, and you're transparent and you let people know what's going on in your life so you can seek help, that's important. Yeah. So I'm grateful for people like you who have a platform and know what to do with it.
Thank you.
So do you have any tips and advice for young women who aspire to be comedians? Because that shit is not easy.
It's hard. It is hard because I'm actually getting hazed.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait, by comedians or by people?
I mean, comedians.
I mean, obviously comedians are people, but you know what I mean. No.
I know what you meant. Like, comedians, comedy clubs. Like, it's just.
What do they do to you?
They're just making it hard for me.
How though?
Like the clubs, like. They never, it's so funny because it's become a thing now. Every time I perform somewhere, they always apologize to me at the end of the night. They were like, you know what? We didn't know that you were going to be this good. And we didn't, we weren't crazy about the idea. We did it for this reason or whatever. But like, you really proved us wrong. And I just want to say sorry. Like, it's literally been like, it's crazy. Like, wow. They all say sorry to me. I was just, in Philly, they didn't, because I think like there was a big hype about it already because I have a big fan base in Philly. But Atlanta, they apologized to me. Cleveland, they apologized to me. Toledo, they apologized. They apologize to me everywhere I go.
But what do they do intentionally, like to haze you? Like, what do they do?
They won't help me do anything.
So what do you, like audio?
Sometimes they won't even book my rooms.
Are you kidding me?
Real talk. Sometimes they won't even book my hotel room. Like, like they won't help me promote. Sometimes like if I'm supposed to do radio, like they won't let me do it because it has to be like through the club or whatever. Like they'll have accounts with people at the club and like they won't let me do it. It's like stuff like that. Or even like other comedians, like they, they'll try to sun me and make me feel like, oh, well, you've only been doing this a year. Like, what do you know? Like stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And then also like being a woman, they're like, yeah, okay, what you like, yeah, you're cute, whatever. Like, and it's just like, y'all crazy. Like, I've never like, it's a whole nother ballgame because I never wanted to do stand up. This is not the life that I saw for myself when I saw myself, like when I started to dream it was never this, you know? So it's like, I didn't even know, just this side of it. People are like, oh yeah, whatever, you come from Instagram, what do you know? Or like, can you possibly be funnier than 60 seconds? Like, shady towards me,
What?
Yeah, girl, it's like a whole nother world. But obviously, I mean, I have a team. I have people that keep me level-headed. Like, I have people that are just like, now people are putting respect on it, because like all these comedy clubs, like the owners, they all talk, and now it's like words getting out that like, oh, she is good. She can do solid time and has a solid set. She is funny. She does have fans. She does, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like they're starting to slowly put respect on it, but it's like, it's crazy. Like, it's become a thing that like at the end of the night they say sorry to me.
Well, at least say recognize towards the end of the night. I mean, it sucks that you have to go through all this. It's just developing tough skin, and it gives you more ammunition and more fuel to prove them asses wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but at least they realize like, oh shit, she is somebody. Let me go say sorry or something.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. So, what tips and advice do you have for them if they go through this process? Or
man, you know what? You really just have to have like a really good team. And I'm so grateful for the team that I do have, because they're so great, and everybody plays a different role. I have, there's like my creative director Brianna, like she just has such a good temperament, where like I love being around her, because she's just so full of life all the time in her own way, and like it's hard for me to be mad around her. So it's like Brianna's like the person who can like really calm me down, and like Angel, you know what I mean? Like she's just so supportive, and she's right there to just bring me back to life. You know what I'm saying? And then like Stevie, who's my mentor, he's just like, he always reminds me of who I am and who I'm becoming.
That's important.
And and it's just like with all these people, like it's just like, how can I not get back on track? And I have my times where I'm just like, look, leave me alone. I want to be by myself, and you're entitled to that. But the advice that I would give for like the young women who want to do comedy is just like, find your niche, like whatever works for you. Like my thing is characters, and that's what I love, and that's what I'm passionate about, but like find that thing, find who you're speaking to, and like the message that you want to relay, like who that's going to be good for. You know what I'm saying? Like find out these people, because these are the people that are going to ride for you. Like I have people that like have been like following me like for years, where, and that I've spoke to that I don't even know. And I meet them every now and then when I have certain shows. Like, they're like, I've loved you since Spoken Reasons. I'm like, what? This was forever ago. But just whatever that is, like, at this stage of the game for me, I don't move unless my heart's involved. So I think that's very important for you to move forward with, being move forward with with what you want to do. Just have a vision first. And this isn't a business of being rejected. It's a business of building relationships. You're not going to get every job, but you want to be that person who people want to have in the room and bring back because they like you. Be likable. One of the best things I ever heard from somebody was like, Jazz, you're going to go far. And this was before I even started doing anything. And I said, why? He was like, because you're likable. When people like you, they want to do things for you. They'll remember you. People remember how you make them feel. If you make people feel good, you walk in the room, you have a good positive attitude, you're addressing everybody you meet, you get everyone's name, you treat everyone, with respect. Like this, I know it's so cliche, but it's like the same respect as the janitor, as the CEO, like that. Like you literally have to treat everybody equal, because there's going to be some people who can be your personal assistant one day and your boss in 2 months. You can't treat them like your coffee girl. And I've never been that way. And now it's to the point where it's like these people are in higher positions. And when my name is brought up, it's nothing but good things to say, because I've always been that way. I've always respected people. So you have to respect people from the jump. You cannot treat people like their position, and you have to take yourself serious and take everything serious, even when other people don't take it serious. Even if you're working on a small project, treat it like a Hollywood set. Know your sides, know everything. Be on time. Establish that, so that way when you do get on, it's easy for you to make that transition. It's going to be like, this is how I work anyways. Your work ethic needs to be so tight. Like you can't have the attitude like, oh, well, if this happens, then I'll get it together. Take advantage of these apps. There's an app for everything. I didn't know how to read off a teleprompter. There's an app for that. I got that app. I got that the day before I had to go on stage at 106 in Park. I practiced my script on a teleprompter app, and I went out there and I did not mess up because I research and I practice. Like there's an app for everything. Like use technology to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and surround yourself with other like-minded people that uplift you, not people like, oh, that's too big, or nah, man, what are the odds of that? And don't focus on how long it's gonna take you. Like I've been in this for years. You know what I'm saying? Years. And I've added all my, everything I've gone through to it, so it makes it seem like, I'm just knowledge and I know all kinds of stuff and whatever. But it's like I've been through it, and don't be afraid of the process.
Yes. Because
the process is what you're going to talk about later. Because if you don't have a process to go through when you get to a certain point, what are you going to talk about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if they can remember all that, then they should be good to go.
Thank you so much, Jazzy, for dropping these gems. You are amazing. You are a star. I can't wait to see you just get bigger and bigger.
Thank you.
So how can we follow you on social media if you guys are not following her already?
Yes, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Watch Jazzy, and you can follow my characters page at Toya_Turnup. And I also have a Facebook fan page. It's TTUWJ. And Twitter is also Watch Jazzy. And my website, IamJasminBrown.com. I gotta put some stuff on there. It's a little, it's a little rusty. And just keep up with what I got going on, because I am on the road. I am doing shows, and I might be coming to a city near you. So stay tuned.
Yes. Make sure you guys follow at It's the Session. It's _the session, and feel free to follow me as well. Michelle Nicole, MICHE11ENICOLE. Talk to you guys next time. Yay!